Welcome to Knights of Roleplay, an adventuring podcast. This is an actual play Dungeons & Dragons podcast. Royalty-free music provided by Kevin MacLeod, Michael Delphi Studios, Plate Mill Games, and Tabletop Audio. And now, to adventure.
Hello, and welcome back to the Knights of Roleplay, where we have been following the adventures of the unseen as they are seen doing things unseen by people who really shouldn't be seeing them. Tonight, we are starting in on Adventure 3 of the Keys from the Golden Vault, Reach for the Stars, a slightly more classical dungeon crawl type adventure. Tonight, due to the vagaries of Mother Nature and deciding to dump a whole lot of snot on us, we are actually going to be broadcasting on Zoom. So, thank you for following along. So, where we last left off from our last adventure, the Unseen had returned to their home base, the little church, and the next day a package arrived for them with the seal on it that you now recognize as the seal of the Golden Vault. Opening the package, you find inside your requested Cloak of Protection, which is your reward for completing the dismantling, I guess is the word, of the casino. So, a few weeks will have passed in which the unseen seem to have been not seen by anyone. Is there anything that anybody would like to do for those few weeks? Just want to declare any little downtime activities, do some shopping, anything like that?
I apologize. I meant to reach out to you about this sooner, John, and it's been crazy in our household, so I spaced.
That's fine.
It took me a minute just now to remember. I had a cool downtime thing. Let me see what it is. Right.
Let's see. Okay, what's your cool downtime thing?
So Fuzzy, for the sake of networking for the group, if he isn't already, he would probably like to look into getting himself established within Shakar. Like, if there are any crafters guilds for the various talents that he has, which he has woodworking, he has carpentry, cooking. Those are his primary three. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if that exists. I'm just starting to dig into Google because I wanted to do that sooner and I forgot. But that's probably, it doesn't have to be like address it today, but somewhere between here and like downtime on the next adventure, I'd like to pursue that more seriously. Depending on
so a little bit of carousing then. I'm going to say there is probably not a culinary guild, but there would be a carpenter's guild. Okay. Certainly somebody, people who build houses and stuff like that would need that kind of level of regulation. Yep. So I'll look into that, guild fees, that kind of thing, and see if we get any.
What are the perks, right?
Perks out of that. Yeah. I mean, I'm probably going to base it a lot on the guild craftsman's background.
Yeah. Okay.
But with some modification.
Sure.
As long as you're willing to pay the dues.
Yeah, I mean, I have the feet for crafting, so that's part of my custom background. So then, I'm happy to pay dues or do whatever's needed.
Do you have a custom background? What did you pick for your background?
The background is Savant. And basically it melds some of the more sneaky skills along with the crafter feat and the crafting perks that come out of that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let me just make note of that. Mm-hmm. So, Fuzzy Guild Crafter, question mark. Okay.
Thank you.
Anybody else have anything interesting?
Ro is making some spell scrolls.
I said interesting. No, I'm kidding. No.
I have a Featherfall spell scroll. I have a Mage Armor spell scroll. And I have a Locate Object spell scroll that I'm going to make over those few weeks.
Ooh. I'll have to look up that locate object one. Let's see. What level are those? Those level 1 scrolls?
The Featherfall one and the Mage Armor one are level 1. The Locate Object is a level 2.
Okay, I just want to see. With the new Dungeon Master's Guide, what we'd be looking at for time.
I spent the appropriate amount of gold and the appropriate amount of time, which was far less than 3 weeks.
Okay, I will take your word for that now because I trust you. And if you ever violate that trust, there will be consequences.
Ouch.
Most likely involving scrolls fizzling at inopportune times. All right. Okay. Mixie, Trixie, anything interesting? Or are you just doing your usual hangabout?
I do believe that Mixie is learning some fighting skills as well as working on doing some stealth things as training-wise and getting accustomed to the cape that was given to her. So getting accustomed to it and attuned to it and training a little bit with Fuzzy, doing some martial arts moves, and that's about it.
Cool. All right, so Mixie is practicing keeping her skills sharp and figuring out how to best make use of her new cloak. Okay. So a few weeks goes by, and let's see. I'd like a volunteer.
Sure.
Fuzzy volunteers. Okay.
Hopefully I don't regret this. Regrets, I have a few.
Okay. Fuzzy, one afternoon, is sitting at a table in the nearby bar, which I gave a name. Which gave a name to it.
I thought it was the Happy Goat.
The Happy Goat, yes, it is.
Pretty sure it was the Happy Goat.
You are sitting at the Happy Goat, enjoying a fine glass of wine, as you are wont. When who should suddenly stand before you but a rather tall human male with short, dark hair and dressed in a very voluminous robe stitched all over with stars and constellations. He stands over you, kind of looks down his nose a little bit at you, and then places on the table in front of you a justice coin. The barkeep over there said that I should present this to you.
Fuzzy kind of surreptitiously reaches a hand over and pulls it over and looks at it and says, "Oh, I understand. If you could come with me." And he's going to escort him over to the church.
Okay.
Payer's food.
Fuzzy and the thus far unnamed gentleman head on over to the church. And I assume we're just going to zoom in a little bit and collect everybody together into where would you like to meet?
One of our more quiet rooms off of the main hall, I guess. Yeah.
Okay. So you find yourself a nice little secluded room, and everybody gathers around the table. Let's see. I would like another volunteer.
Yes, darling.
Go ahead, Chris. Give me the name of a small town in Green Province.
Small town in Green Province. Let's see. How about Willow Grove?
Willow Grove. Willow Grove. Okay, we'll just fill all that into my ad lib here. Marvelous. That done. Okay. Okay. The tall, berobed gentleman takes a seat at the head of the table, and he begins. My name is Vassal Talistrom. You might have heard of me? No. Well, you, my dear, might have heard of me. No, I suppose not. I've come all the way down from Willow Grove, where I and my friend, Markos Delphi, study the workings of the great cosmos. You may be impressed now, if you wish.
Very impressive, darling.
Thank you. Recently, though, I have begun to worry that my friend Markos has been proceeding a little too fast in his studies, and the end result is that he has stolen a particularly dangerous book from my library. I do not know what prompted him to make such a rash decision, as he's not usually one to do such things, and I would have been more than happy to lend him the book. But here we are. But the bigger problem, as much as I fear for my friend, is I fear more for the realm at large. The book he stole is called the Celestial Codex. And while the information and rituals described in that book are very informative, they are also highly dangerous. In the wrong hands, it could bring untold destruction. So my job for you, then, is very simply stated. Retrieve the Celestial Codex and return it to me. For this, I am offering 150 gold to each of you.
Oh, wow.
I like the sound of that.
If you can, I will also pay an additional 100 gold to each of you if you can return my friend Markos to me. Preferably alive, but I can work with that otherwise.
No dead body?
Would rather not. Resurrections are so expensive. Well, before you agree, though, in the interest of full disclosure, let it never be said that Vassal Talistrom is not somebody who deals fairly. I should inform you that you are not the first group that I have hired. And that group, I have already sent one group ahead to try to retrieve the tome. And unfortunately, I have verified that they have died. They went to the mansion where Markos is currently believed to be staying, and they did not return. But I do believe that the reward for this mission is well worth the risk.
I would agree, darling.
What is it that makes this particular mansion where he's hiding so potentially deadly?
The mansion itself, I have been there many times. There is nothing particularly fancy, special about the mansion. It's quite sizable, but it's, in the end, just a mansion. I can only assume, then, that something has happened inside the mansion. What? Well, that is what I'm hiring you to find out.
Prior to this, was Markos a great magician or sorcerer of great power, as it appears you may be?
Magician. He was very well studied. He was fairly competent in those studies as well. whether he was powerful, mm, that's mostly a matter of perspective, I suppose.
Mister, who was in that party? Who was in that party that went before us?
I didn't meet most of the party by myself, but their party leader was... A moment, please. Was a woman named Elra Lionheart. She was the one that I met and had and dealt with. So
I see.
she seemed quite competent. So I can only assume that what happened, she was just simply unprepared for.
They don't possess our particular skill set. We will do our best.
That is what I have heard. I think that rather than a group who's better suited to bashing down the front door, as it were, I am hoping that a group with a little more finesse might do the job better. And from what I have heard, you are one of the best. I hope you don't disappoint.
Oh, we have finesse, don't we,
I
Trixie?
think we can handle this job. I mean, is there anything else about the subjects you are researching, or maybe abnormal behaviors from your friend that may help us to be better prepared going into this? Anything else you think we should know?
Our studies at the time were not anything of any particular note. The Codex itself, however, tends to specialize, I guess is the word, in teachings dealing with otherworldly beings, outsiders, as you would call them. Extraplanar beings, as we like to.
So we could be summoning things.
Ooh, summoning sounds fun.
That is something the Codex would allow.
Tricky.
And what about you? How did you earn those stars?
Years of study, my dear. Well,
Where is the mansion that you want us to go? Are there any supplies you need us to have before we undertake this?
the mansion itself is back in Willow Grove. That is, I have my residences there. Markos has his, and thus it was easy for us to collaborate. So I think if you head to Willow Grove, it shouldn't be hard to find the mansion at all. Everybody knows who me and Markos are. We're quite famous around there.
We certainly didn't.
Well, you're not from Willow Grove, then, are you, dear?
I mean, if he is a friend of yours and you are quite powerful, is there a reason why you wouldn't accompany a group to help try to retrieve your friend?
I am an academic, my dear. I am not
suited for combat as we may encounter. Oh, that happens
Just
to be
so.
one of my specialties. Cracks is nothing.
Well, if we are agreed then, I shall provide you directions to Willow Grove. I have some additional matters to attend here in town since I'm here. Might as well take care of them. You will, I believe, you'll be able to find me here at the Happy Goat, was it? When you return. Hopefully
Yes,
with a book and with Markos.
Yeah.
Meh.
Very nice. Excellent impression. With that, let's see. Vassal stands up and says, "If there is nothing else, I will leave you to your business."
Have a good day, darling.
Thank
All right.
you.
And Vassal,
Bye.
bye. And Vassal leaves the room.
Fuzzy turns to Trixie. So, what do you think?
think I need a nap. I think he's full of himself, but it sounds like a good job.
Well, the money is certainly good. Seems we may need to be prepared for more fighting than we usually intentionally seek out on our jobs, but I enjoy something like that.
Sounds relatively straightforward. Maybe we don't need to think as much strategy as more.
Well, if he's dead, you can bring him back, right? Because he might be dead, you know.
Well, diamonds are a girl's best friend. They are also a cleric's best friend, and yours. Unfortunately, we do not have the kind of money to have diamonds yet. I also don't have the spell yet. So.
And hopefully our benefactor here would have those resources. He said that bringing back dead is not the end of the world, although he'd prefer alive. So I guess we'll see what we find.
Indeed.
I, as a general rule, don't trust people that expect you to know who they are, but, you know, work is work. And we certainly can't have strange sorcerers summoning random things out there, so we should probably take care of that.
Yes, I agree.
All right.
I'm all for chaos, but otherworldly chaos? I don't think so.
Something stopped that other party from returning alive, so be wary and be on guard.
All right. Well, it's still early afternoon. Getting directions to Willow Grove will not be difficult. It would show up on any map. So
Yeah.
I'm going to say it's probably about a number out of my butt. 3 days walk, 3 days travel to Willow Grove.
Okay.
See, I almost thought I was going to ask you, was there a little house on a prairie there? But that's Walnut Grove, not Willow Grove.
Close.
Oh, maybe we stay in the Root Folks village on our first day out. I think it's a 1 or 2 day trip to that. I don't know how everything's laid out in Green Province, but
However we want it.
plenty of towns where we could stay.
Perhaps we get a carriage ride.
On post. Whatever's the best and safest for traveling in the woods.
Well, it's certainly the most comfortable.
We know you like comfort.
All right. So you have the afternoon to make any preparations that you'd like. If you wish to hire a carriage, the carriage can get you there. Let's see, 3 days walk, probably a full day's travel.
All right.
Sounds good. How much was the carriage riding in?
I gotta start making me look things up again. Wasn't that expensive. Services. Travel. 3 copper pieces per mile. Let's see.
You just want to spitball as a number?
Spitball that. Let's see. What is it?
Don't have my world map in front of me.
Do not. Let's see. So, doing math. 12 miles an hour. What's the full day's travel would probably be about 10 hours. Let's say just to make it easy. So 120 of what I said times 3.
360 copper.
So 360 copper. So 3 gold, 60 silver. 3 gold, 6 silver.
Okay.
If we each pitch in 1 gold, we can actually give the carriage driver a tip.
Carriage drivers like that.
I like that. All right, cool.
Okay. Sounds good. So 1 gold.
right, we get a carriage.
Housekeeping.
Okay. Is there any shopping or anything you want to do before you head out in the morning? Or do we want to just zoom to that?
Did
Let's
we
see.
assume the shopping that we talked about last session or the in-between session was already done, or do we have to declare?
We can assume that was done.
Okay.
Okay.
Because you had 3 weeks to do it. So
Cool. So Ro is going to travel to Willow Grove in a different persona.
okay.
Ro is going to travel as Cyrus, who is a non-binary fae, 6 feet, 110 pounds, pale skin, bald, sharp features, pointed ears, lanky spider-like body, kind of creepy, and the way that they move. Ro is going to be Cyrus for this journey.
Cyrus. Okay. Let me try to remember that. Okay.
Oh, Rose, Cyrus, you're creepy, but I like it.
Yes, very creepy.
I
You'll
feel my
fit right in.
skin tingle. Just woohoo! So afraid, but not really. But maybe I sing a song.
Hello, honey. Anyway, okay. So, let's go ahead on to the next morning then. You have no particular trouble getting yourself a coach ride over to Willow Grove. It's not a big town, but it's big enough that, most coach drivers know where it is. So, after a full day's travel, Greg, describe something interesting that happens along your travel down the road of Green Province.
Well, Mixie is looking at all the trees outside, and I don't know if there's snow or not, but there might be a little bit of snow since it's in between seasons.
It could be late season, sure.
And she's noticing creatures in the woods that are flying around in the trees and cover, and she's just watching them and trying to figure out who they are and what they are. And she turns to Trixie and asks, Trixie, do you see do you see them over there, dear? Do you see them? Do you know what they are?
What are you pointing to, darling? I wasn't paying attention.
They look like birds, but they have feet and they walk. Is that a thing?
Well, there are many different races on this world, my darling. It's possible that it's merely a race you've not encountered before.
Oh, really? Well, that's interesting. Do you know what they're called?
Let me think, do I know what they're called? Are you trying to describe like Aarakocra?
Yeah, we'll see that.
Well, those are Aarakocra, darling.
Oh. Well, that's fun. Maybe I should capture one of them.
No. They're just like you and I. If you captured one of them, it would be considered kidnapping, darling.
Oh. Well, then I will just continue to look out at them, and that will be good enough.
I'm sure they would. I'm sure they would admire knowing that you're appreciating how beautiful they are. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And how much you admire their plumage.
That's what Mixie sees.
Beautiful plumage.
Okay. Well, it is late evening then, as you pull through the gates to Willow Grove. You find yourself in a modest town, a little on the small side. There's an obvious kind of layout to the town, but it's otherwise fairly nondescript. Just a place for people to live. There's a small market. There's a couple of little inns. So the coach comes up to you and, excuse me. The coach calls back and says, "Hi, here we are, Willow Grove. Any place in particular you want me to drop you off?"
Fuzzy asks which inn is nicer and has the better food, if he knows. Knowing both that he prefers the better food and that he knows that Ro would appreciate the creature comforts of the nicer inn.
All right. Chris, why don't you roll me up an inn name?
Okay, hold on one second. Taverns and Inns, page 30. So this is again from the Game Master's Fantasy Toolkit from Roll and Play Press.
Please sponsor us.
So, all right. So this is an inn, right?
Yes.
Okay. Let's see. Come stay at the I feel like we already had a sheep in something.
I think we did.
Let's try to do another roll. Okay, so the pick and coin purse. The pick and coin purse in.
Gonna have to see if I can figure out if there's a bit of a history behind that name. But at any rate, let's see. All right, well, if it's the fancy inn that you're looking for, then in this town you'd be looking for the pick and coin purse. So I'll take you right there. And he moves on up the road for a little bit. Did I switch accents? I didn't notice if I did.
That's fine, John.
And he pulls up to the front of a it's not a particularly large inn, but it looks like they have several rooms and a little common area down below that the sounds of which coming from inside are pretty merry, and there's no bar fights going on, which is always a good sign. All right, and here you are. I'll be spending the night over at a acquaintance's myself, so I'll be back in the morning if you need a ride back. Otherwise, I bid you good night.
Thank you very much.
Yes, well,
Who brought this creep?
Creepy.
the sooner I bid certain others good night, the better.
So how far from the pick and coin purse is the mansion? Is it just like a short walk? Is it like right on the edge of town or something?
You could ask around and find out.
Yeah. I mean, what time of day is it, you said? I'm sorry.
It's early evening.
All right, so I'd say we probably want to go stay at the inn, maybe talk up the locals and gather information as much as we can, and then sleep overnight and pay a visit in the morning. Does that sound good to you all?
I personally could use a drink or two.
Yes, let's talk to some of the patrons.
Is Fuzzy having doubts about whether Ro's current persona is going to scare more people away than get to help us?
Possibly.
Fuzzy would think about that and kind of side-eye at Trixie, but not actually say anything. He would wait to see if she wants to steer as the leader.
Trixie's kind of looking, doing the shifty eye thing. Yeah, let's find a table in a dark corner.
Yes.
And maybe we can settle in for a few minutes and relax from our journey before we start, talking to other people. See what our ears can pick up.
Well, the best place to listen, Trixie, my dear, is in the bar. The loose lips always sink ships.
I really like ships.
I was just thinking that.
Oh, I love that scene.
Spacefarers, everybody go listen.
Janie was
Are you
great.
plugging us in our own
Janie was
podcast?
great.
I'm
Seriously.
plugging us.
Well, some people listen to the latest, greatest. So it's like, here's this thing in our archive that's neat. Go for it.
All right. Well, you head on into the pick and coin purse. Inside, it is a fairly well-appointed common room with a little bar at the back. A place that seems more used to that's more of a lodging site than an actual restaurant, but you do see a few people milling about the common room, eating their evening meals. Most of them look like they might be, a merchant or two who is traveling through, or maybe some of the local craftsmen who seem to be a little better off than most of the people in the town. In one dark corner, you do see an empty table that you can make use of.
Cyrus creepily walks over there and sits down.
A few people definitely notice you came in, and you got a few side eyes, and a few people kind of shift tables away from you.
And Mixie just appears in next to him.
Fuzzy goes up to the bar, maybe sees if Trixie wants to come with him, and greets the barkeep and asks about rooms for the night and orders drinks, knowing Mixie's and Ro/Caleb's favorite.
Trixie will definitely accompany you to the bar. She will turn to Mixie first, though, and be like, "Now, it is called the what in coin purse?
The pick.
The pick and coin purse.
It is called the pick and coin purse. That doesn't mean you pick people's coin purses."
Damn it.
Please keep an eye on Cedric.
Okay.
Is it Caleb or no? Cyrus.
Cyrus.
Wow, we all got it wrong.
Can you please keep an eye on Cyrus over there while we go get the drinks?
Okay, Trixie.
Thank you, darling.
Whatever you say. I give her the side eye. The side eye.
So after last adventure, you're leaving Ro and Mixie alone again.
Oh yeah. I realized this. Yes. But Kate suggested it.
Well, Nixie went and put her. Fuzzy figures at least he and Trixie seem to be the better talkers in this situation.
Mixie's just kicking
Fuzzy,
around her
Fuzzy
leg.
is kind of, if Trixie isn't already doing it, Fuzzy's kind of keeping half an eye on the corner table to make sure that Cyrus isn't scaring everybody away.
Everybody. Yeah.
Kind of says to Trixie under her breath, "I hate when they use that persona."
I would like to try to do a random perception on the room and see if anybody looks particularly welcoming, drunk, particularly loose-lipped. Is there a good mark of who we might get good information out of? Is there any kind of check I could do for that? As a proprietor of the church, who looks like an easy mark?
Who looks like an easy mark? Let's see. Well, You're not. You have skill in insight, and so I'm going to call that good enough. Where's my scrying stones? Come here. What do you find?
Scrying stones by Stratagem.
Take that out here.
Please sponsor us.
Work is not out. Should
Present.
have had these out earlier.
Chris to John.
No. Believe it or not, the scrying stones say you have found Oh, come on. Oh. Isn't that kind of funny?
Oh boy.
All right. I don't know how well this fits with the world, but let's roll with it and see what happens. There's a point where we should have stopped, but okay. You find in looking around the room, you find most of the people are either studiously avoiding you, thanks to a certain companion that you have, or are already fairly deep into their cups and half passed out on the table. An exception is that you see, sitting in pretty much the opposite corner of you, wearing the trappings of a shaman, is believe it or not, a goblin. Sitting there, enjoying a tankard, and kind of looking at Sirius, a bit puzzled, but otherwise is mostly just keeping an look around the room.
Sirius, Cyrus, Cedric, Seymour.
Cyrus.
It's Cyrus.
You know, you should just call him Fred. Cyrus, a.k.a.
Oh, you muted, Greg.
A.k.a. Fred for short.
Oh my god.
I zoned for a second. What generally did we see? Or what?
Long story short, about the most promising mark for gathering information in this particular room is a goblin sitting, wearing the trappings of, the obvious trappings of a shaman, sitting in the corner and enjoying a tankard of something that kind of steams a little.
Okay.
A steaming cup of something.
Well, I'm assuming that the barkeep was probably. Does the barkeep look particularly antisocial?
The barkeep is the barkeep.
Yeah. All right.
There, so that is another option.
Fuzzy, asks about rooms or a room. I don't know if we usually use one or two, or everybody gets their own room and drinks and food, and kind of waits for Trixie to steer, like either if she wants us to talk more to the barkeep or if they want us to go over to the corner and talk to someone else. Or
No, we can't use hidden appearance for a barkeep. Oh, seriously, 3 times now you've rolled goblin for the barkeep. So, there we go.
maybe he has a little goblin enclave in the middle of the woods.
You know what? Let's do that. Let's go with that. I like that. There's a nearby goblin enclave, and one of them.
Maybe it's near a cave
has,
system, right?
Sure. One of them runs this inn here. Sure. Another goblin behind the bar in a 3-piece suit
Nice.
for the fancy establishment.
The dice. That's
Cool.
what the dice want it to be.
That's what the
dice
scrying
want
stones
to
say
be.
it needs to be.
Yeah.
So that's what we're going with. So you approach the goblin barkeep, and barkeep says, "Hello, welcome to the Pick and Coin Press. Are you and your companions going to be staying the night?"
We will be in so many. I asked for whatever our
Hoping
typical
to.
number of rooms is. Again, not knowing if we normally all share one big room or if we get separate ones. I don't know what we've done in the past, so
Well,
whatever.
just pick.
Yeah. All right. Yes, we'll take. Let's see, a couple of rooms for the night, please.
2 rooms. I have
Yeah.
2 rooms available up on the second floor, right next to each other.
Also take some of the 4 orders of the dinner specials for the night, and then let's see here, a glass of wine and a couple glasses of your best ale, and then turns to Trixie because he forgets what Trixie's favorite is, although he probably would know.
Okay, so 2, 4, 6, 8.
I say ales for everyone, I guess.
Okay.
Maybe a glass of blood for Cyrus there. I don't know.
Certainly. That would be sure, 4 silver for the night for the 2 rooms, and another 1 gold for all the food and drinks.
Okay.
I got it tonight.
Okay.
I hand over, and then I give him 2 gold instead of the 1.
That's what I was leaning. Good instinct.
Yeah. Oh, you are very generous, ma'am. Thank you.
Well, we also hope to maybe get some information while we're getting settled for the evening.
Well, now these large ears of mine do tend to pick up quite a few rumors from the merchants coming through. Is there something in particular that has piqued your interest?
And Fuzzy kind of looks to Trixie for guidance, not knowing like how much they do or don't want us to reveal about. Did we get a name for the mansion? Is it like, the so-and-so house, or is it just like...
You know, it's the mansion that is owned by
Agnes? Something?
Markos Delphi
Markos Delphi.
is the name of the person that you're looking for. And it's his mansion.
We were told that we might be able to find a certain Marcus in this area, and that he was very well known.
Marcus. I believe there are 3 Marcuses in this town. Is there one in particular that you're looking for?
Mr. Delphi.
Delphi.
You seem concerned.
I would recommend not looking for Markos Delphi. The rumors that have hit these ears have been not kind.
What? Mr. Delphi.
Precisely the source of the rumors. It is said that anybody who has gone looking for Mr. Delphi has vanished. It has been a bit of the talk of the town lately, actually. I'm surprised. Well, you must not have been here for very long if you haven't already heard the whisperings. But
What whisperings would those be?
that Marcus can be found at his mansion, but nobody will go there. Rumors of not only of people disappearing, but of those who dared to try to approach the manse have heard rather disconcerting sounds of screams coming from the mansion. A very evil feel to the air, as it were. So,
Well, screams could be many different things, and evil does not scare a woman of the cloth.
that is all well and good, but if you don't have any particular hurry, I suppose, for meeting with Mr. Delphi, it might be better to wait until things have calmed down a little bit. At least until the magistrate has had his chance to come in and clean house, as it were.
Clean house? Whatever do you mean by that?
Oh, just the usual, you know, when when there is any kind of disturbance, you know, just the local magistrate will send in the guards, and guards will do their guard things.
When does the magistrate plan to do this?
Oh, probably won't be for a while. I don't think word has even reached him yet.
Sounds effective.
Well, it gets the job done.
The
Eventually.
sarcasm is dripping off of her.
Is there anyone else you could point us to who knows more about the mansion? I have a passion for carpentry and architecture, you see.
None that come to mind, I'm sorry to say. As I said, anybody who's actually tried to go in has not come out. So, information is limited at best.
All right.
Here are your drinks.
Trixie, should we bring everything back to our friends at the table?
Yes, I believe so. But before we go, what do you know of Magnus's associates?
Marcus's associates? Well, the only other... he has been a friend of... what is his last name? Of Vassal Talistro. The two come here quite often to discuss their various theories that they go well over my head. But
Trixie ignores the obvious joke about lots of things going over a goblin's head.
Honey.
but I'm afraid that Mr. Talistrom has also left on business, from what I hear.
Curious.
He has.
Well-
He tends to be a little close-lipped, so I don't get much out of him.
If he's that close-lipped, you probably don't get much into him either.
Quite.
And she'll scoop up 2 of the 4 drinks and start heading off to the table.
Yeah, Fuzzy gets the drinks and the plates and stuff.
I just had a mental image of Fuzzy, like, walking across the room with a bunch of plates, with one on his head, like... balancing everything.
Right.
Anyway.
You can fit like 3 plates in one hand, you know?
Yeah.
All right. Well, back at the table, the meal of late season goat and stew with very plump vegetables, making for a very hearty stew, and a what is obviously still a very young ale, still quite pleasant.
All right.
So,
Fuzzy is content.
What did you find out?
Fuzzy looks to Trixie.
Well, we found out that the mansion is apparently well known for being dangerous. And people do know that strange things are happening there. So...
Ooh, strange.
That's always fun. You know...
Do we know where it is? Did he say?
Oh, did he say?
you didn't ask.
I mean, it's a small town, right? If it's a big house,
I doubt you won't. I'm not going to belabor that. You won't have any. I mean, it's a small town with a couple of big mansions. It's going to be really easy to find.
It's the one everybody's avoiding.
Yes.
It's so creepy. We should definitely go there.
You really skeeve me out when you're like this, you know that?
Thank you.
Was it a compliment?
This drink is very good. I'm enjoying it as well as this meal.
Yes. Oh. Is there anyone else we want to try to talk to?
Well, there looks to be this guy over here who's been watching us for a little bit.
Was it Mixie that
You
saw
talking
the
about-
goblin
you talking
or
about the
Trixie?
goblin?
Yes.
Yeah.
It was Trixie that saw him.
Yeah.
Cyrus is going to spider over to that goblin.
Face palm.
Kind of like step over the chair with the long, skinny black legs
The Riker.
and sit down with the goblin and say, "Hello, what can you tell me about the spooky mansion?"
Fuzzy's watching with half an eye to try and do damage control if the guy just gets spooked.
I've been doing my job long enough to know not to deal with any of you Fae. Be gone.
Oh.
Don't you want to sit and talk for a little while?
Fuzzy walks
First you
over
sit and talk for a
says-
little while, and then you end up stealing my eyeballs or something.
Stealing eyeballs.
Fuzzy
Ooh.
goes back to the bar and gets another drink. Like he clocks what the goblin is drinking and goes and gets another drink from the barkeep and gives a side eye to Trixie before he does this and goes over to the table and says, "Cyrus, maybe we should just give the nice man some space." Pops the extra drink on the table and says, "Sorry, we know he's a little weird. He's honestly a good person, I promise."
Yeah, that's
and
what they all think
he tries to
at
read
first.
the room because being somewhat goblinoid himself, he doesn't... Actually, that's interesting. Bugbears are kind of in the goblinoid category. How does the guy react to Fuzzy? Is he equally weirded out by him, or does he seem...
No, he seems indifferent to you.
Okay.
It was nice talking to you. Have a nice
Yeah.
night with your eyeballs.
If you say, Faye.
Cyrus will go
Cheers.
back to we'll go back to our table.
Okay.
Fuzzy sighs and says, "Yes, he's weird, I know."
All right.
And then Fuzzy will just kind of corral him back over. Say and sit down and whisper to Trixie, "Well, that didn't go very far. I don't know if your charms or Mixie's might get further, but..."
Wouldn't have got you anything new anyway. But it was so fun.
So we eat and we drink, and I guess the plan is to go in the morning. Is that right?
Get a long rest, right?
Yes.
Not knowing how much of a slog this might or might not be.
Okay.
I mean, we've had like 21 long rests. I don't think that we really need more, but
Well,
It's more of a...
Cyrus
the
is ready.
mechanics of if you're awake more than 24 hours, you potentially start taking levels of exhaustion, right? Like that's
yeah.
Cyrus
If
would
you're
love
going
to
to go into
tonight.
a creepy mansion...
Go at
why
night.
go at night?
Go at night. Come on, let's go at night.
Cyrus would.
Yeah, I know you would, Chris. That's your thing. But...
Darkness is my friend. I'd go at night too.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
I will stab you again and again.
Wow.
You'll come at 5 p.m.
Wow. Wow.
Okay, so the current plan is to go ahead and spend the night and head off in the morning, unless we really want to change that. So, a quick side note, now that we're getting into the meat of the module, we are running the 2024 rules for characters. But for game balance purposes, and because I'm really bad at it, I'm sticking with the legacy monster definitions, the 2014 definitions. In most cases, this should favor you, the players, but not necessarily in every case.
Oh,
So, game balance might be a little wonky, but it should be okay. Anyway, let's see, where did we pick up? Okay, so you wake up the next morning and head on down to the common room. There, the little goblin barkeep is cleaning up and getting things ready for the day. He gives you a nod, good morning, and you are now free to go in whatever way the winds and your whims will take you.
Guess we head over there then, right?
Okay. It is pretty easy to find out that the mansion itself is about an hour's walk outside of town. So you head north out of town and get to that particular part. Okay. So you are walking down the road, and it's a kind of a gloomy day, not really fully overcast, but it's not going to be bright and cheery either. So, and as you continue, and as say about 45 minutes down the road, you begin to approach a bit of a little hill, and you pass by a stump of a tree that sitting on the side of the road looks like it's been there for a while. And as you do, a ray of sunlight suddenly shines down on that tree stump. And in that ray of sunlight, you see the disembodied head of a woman.
Oh.
Cool.
Lovely.
As you look at this head, its eyes suddenly snap open. Hi! My name is Elra Lionheart.
Oh.
Interesting.
Hi, Elra.
Hi.
Hello,
What happened
Elra.
to you?
Good to meet you. It looks like you're heading on over to the mansion. You look like you probably could handle it. Anyway, I just wanted to let you know, my companions and I, we died when we tried to retrieve the Celestial Codex from in there. I'm assuming that's what you're going there for. It's what everybody goes there for.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Well, heed my words, lest you fall prey to the dangers of Delphi Mansion. Sounds spooky, doesn't it? Markos is using the book to conjure an otherworldly being not meant to exist in this world. Meanwhile, his purple-robed cultists busy themselves with eldritch experiments. It's really quite creepy. Beware the creatures that look like puddles of eyes with mouths. And beware the thing that has hooks for hands. And beware the mansion itself, for it transforms weirdly. Most of all, stop Markos before it's too late. My companions and I, we had a camp up on the bluff overlooking the mansion. When you get to the top of the hill, you'll see it. If you go there first, I had a backpack that I think I left behind that had a map of the mansion that we had cobbled together from some various reports. If you want to go and get it, I think it might be helpful.
Who put you here to be so helpful?
I put me here.
How exactly did you manage that when you were dead?
Well, when you're dead, things are a little. It can be easier to get around sometimes. But
All right.
but I'm getting ahead of myself. You should probably get going. Things are getting a little bit dicey over there.
Oh.
It sounds creepy and wonderful.
Thank you, dead headless lady.
You. Okay.
Nice.
And with that, the ray of light passes, and with it, the image of the severed head. And I got an interesting little picture here. actually. I wonder if I can you post pictures? There you are.
In the chat, usually.
In chat. There's a picture from the book.
Cool.
Ah, Jesus. Oh, that's fun.
Is that
It is
Elra
fun.
in her group? Oh, that is. Oh, man.
It shows her head just like
Wow.
on the
Yeah.
stump.
No, I had to open it to see the detail because otherwise it looked kind of like the stump was like a dress or a bustier or something. So yeah, that's okay. Awesome. Creepy / cool. Neat. Love the flavor. Okay.
Okay, so Cyrus is going to a scroll is going to float out from his equipment, from their equipment, and Cyrus is going to read this incantation, and this sort of shadowy, smoky breastplate is going to appear on Cyrus's body, which is mage armor. So I'm using a spell scroll for mage armor, and this smoky breastplate, the shadowy breastplate appears, and Cyrus says, "Can't be too careful with the dangers in the mansion."
Very nice. All right. You continue along the path and you reach to the top of the hill in front of you, and as described, you see laying before you a little bit of a further walk across a fairly well kept lawn is a large 3-story mansion. Trixie, you kind of get the willies from it. Something about this mansion just kind of doesn't feel right to you.
No,
but visually,
really? Never would imagine.
Never would imagine. But visually from the outside, you can't really see anything. Off to the left, on a little bluff overlooking the mansion, you see what looks like the remains of a campground. You also see, moving around there, from your distance it's a little hard to see, but there's this purple blob.
Purple blob near the campground?
Near the campground?
Yeah, you can't you're a little far away from it. You can't quite identify what it is.
Ooh, that looks pretty, but probably dangerous for us.
The ghost did say that
Actually,
we could get a map for our efforts if we deal with that.
Well, actually, let me see. What are your passives here? Yeah, you can't really quite tell what it is, but Ro, you think it at least looks humanoid from there.
Okay. Whatever that is, I think is humanoid. Let's go talk.
As he unsheaths his axe and says, "We could try to talk. I think we should be prepared for other things, however."
So Elra, she warned us of like hook armed things and something that was purple, wasn't it?
Purple puddles of eyes and mouths.
Fun.
All right.
Okay. Well,
All right,
I mean, Cyrus is gonna start moving towards this creature or whatever it is.
Yeah. All right. You start heading towards the camp. And as you approach it, it becomes obvious that it is actually just a man in a long purple robe who seems to be kind of poking about the camp a little bit. There's not much left of the camp, but he seems to have latched onto a backpack and is sitting down next to the remains of a fire that is currently not lit and starting to open it up and go through it.
Hello, sir.
I just sneak up to him. He squeaks and jumps. Oh, what? Who are you? What are you
My
doing
name
here?
is Cyrus. We were told to come here and look for a backpack like the one that you are wearing.
It's not mine. See, Governor. It's just I was just told that I should go and see if there's anything useful.
Where did you come from, my friend?
From the I came over from the mansion. Are you
Mr.
here
Delphi?
for? No. I'm not anyone so important as that. I just came to join up with the group, just like you did, I assume. Yes, that's why you're here. That is why you're here, right?
We are
I mean,
here
this
on
one here is
business.
certainly creepy enough to do it.
Who sent you? You came here to join the cult?
Well, I don't know if you call it a cult, but yeah. I mean, you haven't heard. The rumors around the countryside are were pretty tempting. I assume that's kind of why you were here. The join up with the meet up at birds. Sorry. Meet up at the Delphi Mansion in Willow Grove. Gain power to smite your enemies and all that fun stuff. I'm only just got here yesterday myself. But figured I'd make myself useful out here.
So you came here on your own?
Well, yeah. I mean, it's this or spend my days milking goats. I mean, goats smell.
This is a dangerous place. You should leave the backpack and go somewhere else.
Give me a. How do you want to do it? Do you want to try to do? I'll let you go with either an intimidation, considering your current creepiness, or a persuasion.
I will do intimidation. Intimidation was unfortunately an 8.
Okay. Well, he beats that. Well, I mean, it can. I mean, granted, yeah. Some of the things that some of the older ones are doing in there are a little on the dangerous side, yes. But they seem to have it under control. I don't think it's too dangerous in there. At least it doesn't look like it to me so far.
I mean, Fuzzy kind of does a side eye to Trixie and says, No, Cyrus, maybe we shouldn't be too hasty. Maybe we should see who the person is to ask about joining the group with the purple robes.
Well, if you're looking aside, join up. I knew you were the type to do that. I mean, this creepy one over here is just the part to the T. Then yes, you definitely will probably want to speak with Master Delphi. He usually has. You can usually find him up in his laboratory up on the 3rd floor.
Oh, the 3rd floor? Is he anything like you?
Oh, he is a lot better than me. Like I said, I'm still learning the ropes around here. Really, I mean, they've only just yesterday gave me the password to even open the windows because things can get really quite smelly in there, and I had to beg for that one.
I see.
Who gave you a password?
Oh, just the other gentleman in there, that the other researchers. Oh,
There are researchers inside the mansion?
oh, of course. Well, I mean, how else are you going to get great power unless you have somebody to research it?
We were told that a group of people went inside and were killed, and that we were to retrieve the backpack that you were holding.
I mean, I suppose it wouldn't surprise me if that happened, but I haven't seen it myself.
So you haven't been inside?
Well, just on some of the main floors, I mean, spent the night. Got here yesterday, spent the night, Met a couple of the guys in there. Nice chaps, Can be a little flighty, but happened to make a note about the stench of the place and tried to open the window. Couldn't do it. So they said, no. You got to use the password Croclamar if you want to actually get those things open. I said, oh, I probably shouldn't have said that. Anyway,
Croclamar, very good.
But anyway, you can go ahead and on in, and I don't think nobody will stop you.
Can you let us at least check something from the backpack before you take it back to your master?
I suppose. I don't even know it's supposed to be around here. Then, like I said, I'm just looking to see if there's anything useful.
Reaches down a giant mitt and tries to see if the map is there.
He lets you take a look in, and inside is a small, rolled up piece of parchment, and which does contain a map. And I will pop that into chat.
Anything else of interest while he's rifling through?
No, it looks like it looks like it had been sitting out for a little bit, not too long, and some animals had chewed into from the outside and taken off with any rations or anything in it. So, the rest of it's just kind of trash.
And this person said that password had to be used to open the windows?
Yes.
Okay.
There's a number of first floor windows we could probably sneak in.
So tell me, did these other people just walk into the front door?
Oh, yeah, you could just head in. I mean,
do we hear the
you
sounds
can just
of
head in.
anybody?
I'm going to stay and keep you looking around a little bit, but I mean, they're still looking for recruits. So if you want to head in, I'm not going to be one to stop you.
Do we hear people moving around inside the mansion?
Not from where you are. It's a little far away.
Okay. Okay, but we have the map, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep, I posted it in chat.
Trixie, should we head over to the mansion?
I don't trust this guy.
I don't either.
You never get to know until we go.
And Fuzzy showed everybody the map to make sure people had a chance to kind of at least commit it to memory.
Mm-hmm.
Aye, Trixie, you do have infinite wisdom, don't you?
Trixie?
Yeah. Trixie? Trimixie?
Whichever one you are today.
Nobody can keep it straight anyway, so. New rule. No more names that rhyme. I'm kidding.
All right, well, I'm curious if there's anybody actually in the mansion. This person sounds like oh, people just come here and they're researching. People are coming in and out of the house, and we're told that a group came here and they were all killed, and we just saw the disembodied head of one of those people.
So where did the purple blob go?
You're talking to him.
It was the guy in a purple robe.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, Fuzzy kind of steers the group down in a way. It says, well, fearless leader, what do you This one seems pretty harmless, and I know Mixie has the hat. Mixie could easily become one of these people with purple robes if she wants to.
Harmless? Yeah, I'm harmless. Hat? What hat?
But no, I steered them
have.
away.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Mixie doesn't have a hat.
No.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah. He just goes back to rifling through the
Yeah,
camp then.
well, correct. So Cyrus has the hat that could turn him into a purple-robed being if he wanted to be. Is there benefit to masquerading as potential recruits? What do you think?
Why don't we just go to the house? Because I like Ro/Cyrus is suspicious, just like Trixie is, and wants to just go there and see if, like, you know, if the windows are open and there's people walking around inside the house, or if this guy's completely full of crap. Like we should just go to the mansion and see what's going on from the outside.
Like, it feels like we caught him just cleaning up after, trying to get rid of the evidence that a whole party of people was just slaughtered by them.
Right.
So, like...
Or something, yeah.
I mean, did we... I know insight check is not a lie detector. Could Fuzzy kind of try insight to see if he gleans anything?
Sure.
Okay. Let's see if my dice will ever hate me. We'll find out. That's not bad. Alright. My modifier's not good, but that's okay. 16.
16. All right. He seems sincere, if simple. So.
So, I tell them that. Seems sincere, just maybe not integrated enough into the group yet to be trusted with much beyond the very basics.
I think we need to get a better look at what we're dealing with.
Fair enough.
All right, over to the mansion.
Something more than the ramblings of a neurotic purple-robed thing.
Okay. Alrighty. Okay. You backtrack back down the bluff and get back onto the main path. And once again, you approach the three-story mansion that stands alone in the clearing. It has alabaster walls, windows on all three levels, and a closed double door on the ground floor. The area around the mansion seems unnaturally quiet.
Yep, guys, full crap.
I don't like the atmosphere here, Trixie. It's very quiet.
So Cyrus is gonna suggest to the group that we do like a circle around the entire mansion just to see everything from the outside first.
Okay.
Yeah, seems good. Did we get the map? I didn't get a chat pop-up.
Yes, it's a check. Yep.
All right. Do a little circuit of the mansion, and like I said, things around the outside of the mansion, like I said, do seem fairly well kept, or at least it doesn't look like it's been long since it hasn't been upkept, if you follow what I'm saying. It's as confirmed by the map. You only see the one set of double doors on the ground floor as a way to get in, though there are, of course, windows all over the place. The walls look climbable, but it's probably a pretty difficult climb if you want to go that route.
Accessible are the windows on the first floor? Sorry if you already said that.
There are windows on the first floor, yes. If we're just doing a visual inspection at this point, so...
Yeah.
Nothing too untoward seems to catch your eye. But as you are walking around. Let's see, where is? Yeah, as you come back around to the front of the mansion, you hear what sounds like a how to best describe that? A kind of a monstrous guttural cry come from all the way up on the third floor. That just sounds out, and then you don't hear anything else.
Monstrous guttural cry.
Third floor.
And there's only the double
Pat?
doors. There's only the double doors on the first floor to get in, other than the windows, right?
Correct.
I feel like I should play Spider Rogue and climb up, but I don't know.
Cyrus, even though he thinks that guy was full of it, is going to say, Croclamar.
Nothing appears to happen.
Okay.
I mean, what are you saying it to?
He said it opens the windows, so
Oh, you're okay. As you try,
I like say it at a window.
okay. It becomes pretty obvious to you that the window, since you are a wizard, that the window is closed by an arcane lock. And when you say Croclamar, the arcane lock seems to lift.
Okay.
Which window was it?
Let me see. Let me look at the map. Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm looking at the map of the first floor,
Mm-hmm.
and I will say that it is on the left-hand side.
Okay.
There's that one room there that's on the corner.
Okay.
So we'll say it is the first window on the left side of the building there.
First window on the left side of the building. Okay. So that would be... Ooh. You say the magic word, or the keyword, Croclamar, and the window easily opens. Looking in, you see...
Is there light coming from in there? I mean, I know it's kind of an overcast day, but there's no like torchlight or like lamplight or anything.
Looking inside, it looks like you do see some candelabras keeping things lit well enough on the inside, with very obviously lit by eternal flames.
Okay.
Which room did you choose?
The lower left-hand room on the first floor. Looking inside, you see it's an empty room. Nothing but dust and cobwebs.
Okay. Are the doors on this hand-drawn map from Elra? Are they accurate? Is there doors on the far wall and the north wall and the east wall?
I want to say yes. Let me verify. I went through and verified all this earlier, but I never trust myself. Yes. You see one door straight across from you and one door to the on the left wall of the room from your perspective.
So Cyrus says the magic words, uses Mage Hand to a sort of shadowy, ghostly hand to open up that window. Mm-hmm. Takes a look inside, tells Trixie and Mixie and Fuzzy what they see, and asks the group if they want to enter the house through here or try to go through the front door. What do you think? Which way do you want to enter into this mansion? Bueller?
I don't know. I feel like he gave up the password too easily. I feel like the windows are a trick.
Certainly could be. Mixie. Opening up the window there was no trap or anything that went off, right?
Right. Yeah, it was just locked with an arcane lock spell, and that was the password for it.
Mixie, do you want to look for a trap on the window, or do you want to go to the front door?
He said that everyone goes in the front door. So if we're going to go in the front door, that might be fun. But then we don't really know what's going on if we go in the window, because we don't know what's in there. I'd say let's go through the window. That would be more fun.
After you.
Ooh. Okay.
We'll let these two play together again.
Always a good idea.
All right, so Mixie, you scramble up and hop in through the window in that lower left-hand corner of the first floor. As Sarah saw, you find yourself in a room that is just empty, but, except for there's just a bit of dust and cobwebs around a room that obviously hasn't been used for quite some time. And
do I hear any chants or anything like that from occupants?
You do not hear anything of any particular note. Just the usual sounds of a building creaking, because that's what buildings do.
Okay.
Elra had said there was like a cult in there or something, right? Cultists?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Then, with the entry to the mansion secured, let's go ahead and call it there for tonight. So, stars and wishes. How do you think things started off? Let's go around my screen, starting with Greg. What are your thoughts so far?
Well, it seems to me that it is going to be interesting because it's a little bit different than our previous two, where we had to steal something specific. We do have to here, but I think we're going to be doing more fighting than we're going to be doing more sneaking. So I'm looking forward to killing things.
Excellent. Well, you'll definitely have the opportunity to do that. Hey, how's it looking for you?
It's good so far. It's definitely different flavor than the other two heists, kind of getting more back to like a crawl, like you said, and I'm getting kind of the low-key, like Eldritch horror death house vibes out of this. So we'll see
yeah, I
where
played
that
this
goes and how many traps we manage to bumble into with our more excitable bumbly characters.
Yeah, I played the intro. Yeah, I played the intro a little bit sillier than the module probably calls for, because that's just kind of the mood I'm in. So
sure.
Deal with it.
I like your eccentric magician, or your eccentric, I don't know, sorcerer magician, whatever you use. So yes, no.
I'll probably
like
forget
so
all
far.
about that. By
So
later.
yeah, hopefully we
Excellent.
don't trip every trap in the place on the next go round.
Okay.
Have some fun fights. Yeah.
Sarah, stars and witches, bitches, rights, complaints.
Stars. I think our party's still doing a really good job of just like coming into their characters. Seeing Rose's creepy side is entertaining. Trying to figure out if Trixie is used to seeing the creepy side or not, and steering it away from the general public. We'll see how that goes. But it's super fun start to a new adventure. Which is just that hopefully we don't get ourselves to situation normal, all, snafu.
All right. Chris's, what are your thoughts? Any specific desires for the upcoming module?
Well, stars, like everyone said, we did the museum heist and the casino heist. Now we're, going in this creepy mansion. So it's fun to have a new and different scenario. And, I'm loving bringing out another one of Rose personas, this one being appropriately creepy, which is awesome. And I'm liking everybody's role play. And the adventure itself seems cool. Wishes. I hope that we just see a bunch of really cool, fun, interesting things. I mean, Elra already told us what sort of things to expect. So, I'm anticipating some fighting. We don't do a whole lot of fighting. So it'll be kind of fun to do that and to experience all the different things that Elra was describing. So I'm looking forward to that. So I guess my wish is that those things wind up being as much fun as they sound.
Well, I am definitely going to do my best to make sure that is the case. I am definitely loving that your character interactions as you're getting started. I'm glad that you guys are willing to take the reins and do some role play here and move the story along yourselves, which I very much appreciate. As for wishes, I think nothing major at this point. The opening kind of went, at least in one of the directions that I was envisioning. There were multiple. So at least it didn't catch me by too much of a surprise, which makes planning easy. So overall, I'm happy with the start. All right.
Cool.
Then, in that case, let's go ahead and say goodnight to the listeners.
Good night.
Good night, listeners. Don't forget to wave at the camera.
Good night, listeners.
If you enjoyed this podcast, please leave us a review anywhere this podcast can be found. Our social media links, plus additional content, can be found on our website at knightsofroleplay.com. Please tell your friends about Knights of Roleplay, an adventuring podcast, and spread the word through social media. Your help and support are greatly appreciated.